Welcome back to the Deep Dive View. Today, we're tackling something really interesting in powerlifting, the team and mixed team events.
Yeah, it's a great topic.
You sent over that WPPO Learning Hub document, and wow, it's clear this is quite different from your standard individual competition. There's a whole strategic layer here.
Absolutely.
So our mission today is to really unpack this unique format, figure out how it works, the tactics involved. It's not just raw strength, is it?
Not at all. It's synergy, it's strategy, it's teamwork applied to powerlifting. Changes the whole dynamic.
Okay, let's dive in. We'll start with how teams even get put together and then walk through the competition itself phase by phase. Sound good?
Sounds perfect. It really transforms the sport when you add that team element. It stops being just about one person's max lift.
Right. So team basics first. The doc says 3 athletes, same National Paralympic Committee, same NPC. Simple enough.
Yep, that's the standard setup.
But then you have team events, all same gender, and mixed team events. How do the mixed teams work? What's the mix?
Right. So for mixed teams, you absolutely must have at least one female athlete. That means you can have 1 woman and 2 men, or the other way around, 2 women and 1 man.
Okay, let's see.
And that alone opens up strategic thinking.
Wow.
Where do you position your strongest female lifter based on coefficient points, maybe?
Coefficient formula.
Yeah.
We'll definitely come back to that. But there's also this idea of international teams. That sounds really different if regular teams are same NPC.
It is. NPCs can actually team up, form international teams with athletes from different countries, and they can even be from different body weight categories.
Oh.
Yeah, it really emphasizes collaboration. Think about the possibilities combining maybe a super technical lifter from one country with a really powerful, heavier lifter from another.
That is wild.
Yeah.
So question, can an athlete do both? Like compete individually and also be on a team, or maybe even multiple teams?
Yes, they can. An athlete in a team or mixed team event is totally allowed to compete in their individual event too. Or they could just focus on the team stuff. And someone in, say, an all-male team could also be in a mixed team event. Lots of options for the athletes and the NPCs.
Feels like a big strategic puzzle for the NPCs then, deciding who goes where. Are there limits? Can one country just flood the event with teams?
No, there are limits, thankfully. Keeps things competitive. Each NPC can enter a max of 3 teams per gender. So 3 all-male, 3 all-female, and also a maximum of 3 mixed teams.
Sensible. Stops one nation dominating purely by numbers.
Exactly.
So NPCs figure out their teams, they register the athletes. How set in stone is that registration? Can they change their minds?
Actually, it's surprisingly flexible. NPCs can swap athletes on a registered team right up until the entry verification deadline.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and there's no fee for it. So if someone's form dips or there's an injury or even just a last-minute tactical switch, they can do it.
That's smart. Avoids teams getting locked in too early with maybe the wrong lineup. Okay, teams are set. How does the competition actually, flow? I see things about groups and lot number.
Right. So after the technical meeting, they do a draw to put teams into groups. They label them alphabetically B, then A, and so on. They try to make the groups even.
Makes sense.
But if there's an odd number of teams total, the last group alphabetically, which is usually Group B, ends up with 1 more team.
Okay, just logistics. Now, this lot number, what's that all about? Sounds like just an admin thing.
But it's more important than it sounds. The lot number is assigned based on registration order, and it does a few key things.
Like what?
First, weigh in order. Highest lot number weighs in first. Second, ties. If 2 lifters put in the same weight attempt, the one from the team with the higher lot number lifts first. And maybe most importantly, later on in the head-to-head phase, the team with the higher lot number in a specific matchup gets to compete first in match B.
So registering earlier could actually give you a slight procedural advantage later on. Interesting.
Exactly. That initial order has consequences down the line.
Okay, let's talk weigh-in and kit check. Is this pretty much like the individual events?
Mostly, yes. The weigh-in process itself feels familiar. It can happen up to a day before the event. And WPPO can decide whether to use an athlete's individual event body weight or require a separate one just for the team event.
Okay.
Teams get their warm-up passes during the weigh-in too.
And the order is based on that lot number, highest first. What if you have men and women? Do they weigh in together?
Ideally separate rooms. But if there's only one room, the rule is females first, then males.
Right.
And a key difference, because team members can be from any weight class, there's no body weight category limit. So each athlete just weighs in once. Much simpler.
Yeah, makes sense. Speeds it up.
Yeah.
Now, the team official seems pretty busy during weigh-in. What
Yeah.
decisions are they making right then?
Crucial ones, actually. They have to decide the lifting order of their 3 athletes for the first phase, the heats. And this isn't about weight class or anything, it's purely strategy. They also state the starting lift attempt and the rack height for their first lifter, and just the rack heights for the other 2. So tactics start way before anyone touches a bar.
The mind games begin early. Then there's this attempt card. When does that get made, and what if teams are late submitting stuff?
Okay, the attempt card for the heats is generated right after weigh-in, using that order the official just gave. For the later phases, head-to-head, finals it's created after they submit the order for that phase.
And the deadlines.
Very strict. If a team misses submitting their athlete order, the system just randomizes it for them.
Ouch.
And worse, if they miss submitting a lift attempt weight, it defaults to 25 kilos.
25, that's basically nothing. A huge penalty.
Exactly. You cannot miss those deadlines.
Okay. And kit check. Making sure the suits and wraps are legal.
Yep. Standard procedure, just like individuals. It happens before they go into the warm-up area, maybe in a special zone, maybe at their assigned bench.
How do they decide the order for that?
That's based on the first lift attempts declared at weigh-in. They check the person attempting the lightest weight first, then move up to the heaviest.
Got it. All right. Teams formed, registered, weighed, checked. Finally, time for the lifting. Phase 1. The heats. What happens here?
Okay, heats. Simplest phase, in a way. Each of the 3 athletes on the team does exactly 1 lift. That's it.
1 lift each, and the score.
They take the weight of each good lift, convert it to points using the coefficient formula, the CF.
Ah, the CF again. Explain that quickly.
Sure, it's basically a calculation that factors in the athlete's body weight. It allows you to compare a lift by a lighter athlete against a lift by a heavier athlete on sort of equal terms.
So the team score in the heats is the sum of the CF points from their 3 good lifts. Right, levels the playing field. So how do teams get out of the heats? Does everyone advance?
Depends how many teams there are. If you've got more than 4 teams competing.
Yeah.
The top 4, based on those total CF scores, move on to the head-to-head matches.
Okay, top 4. What if there are fewer teams?
Right. If exactly 3 teams enter, they still do the heats, but the top 2 go straight to the gold medal match. The third-place team just gets the bronze automatically.
Oh, okay. If only 2 teams sign up, they skip the heats altogether. Straight to the gold match.
And what if there are exactly 4 teams?
They also skip the heats. They just get randomly put into the head-to-head matches.
So the start can look quite different depending on entries. What about warm-up before the heats?
The document says a 40-minute warm-up period. Each team gets 2 warm-up passes for their athletes, plus they can have 2 team officials in there helping out.
40 minutes, okay. And I saw something about an athlete presentation, like a parade.
Sort of, yeah. 10 minutes before round 1 of the heats, the chief technical controller leads the teams out, one by one, highest lot number first.
And the order within the team?
It's random for the athletes, but the team official always leads their group onto the stage. They can bring flags, other national items. It's a formal intro. Then they introduce the technical officials for the heats.
Okay, nice bit of ceremony. Now, in the heats themselves, 1 lift each. Is it athlete 1, then 2, then 3? Exactly like that. Round 1 is for athlete 1, whoever the official designated as 1 at weigh-in. Round 2 is athlete 2. Round 3 is athlete 3.
So that order they picked at weigh-in is crucial for the heats.
Very crucial. It dictates who lifts when.
Can they change their minds about the weight they want to lift? Or is the weight declared at weigh-in fixed?
There's some flexibility. For round 1, the weight declared at weigh-in can only go up by a max of 10 kilos.
Only up, okay.
For round 2, the team official picks the weight for athlete 2. Right after athlete 1's lift is judged, they have 1 minute. No limits on how much they change it, up or down. But once that minute is up, it's locked.
1 minute. Tied again.
Yep. And round 3 has the most flexibility. The official picks the weight for athlete 3 within a minute of athlete 2's decision. But then they get 2 additional changes they can make right up until the amateur calls the athlete's name.
2 more changes. Wow.
Yeah, up or down, but with some rules to stop people gaming the system or causing delays. That round 3 flexibility could be vital for hitting a target score.
Definitely sounds like it. Okay, heat's done, rankings established. Then we hit the head-to-head matches. Sounds like a tournament bracket.
Exactly right. Phase 2, head-to-heads. This involves the top 4 teams from the heats, assuming there were enough teams for heats.
Right.
The scoring system automatically pairs them up into 2 matches, Match B and Match A. They show up on the scoreboard.
And how are they paired? Is it 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3?
The document doesn't explicitly state the pairing method like 1v4, 2v3, just that the system creates 2 matches. But here's where the lot number pops up again. The team with the highest lot number among those top 4 competes first. In match B, match A follows right after.
So the lot number influences the match order here, too. What about warm-up for this?
Quick one. Just 10 minutes right after the very last lift of the heats. Enough to refocus and get ready for the direct competition.
And another athlete presentation. Feels like a lot of presentation.
There is, yes. 10 minutes before round 1 of each match. So match B gets presented, then match A. This time, the 2 opposing teams come out together simultaneously.
Oh, side by side.
Yeah, chief technical controller leads one team from one side, assistant leads the other from the opposite. Again, random athlete order within the team, official leads, flags are okay.
Okay.
And after that, another automated draw happens, this time for the referees, for the head-to-head matches. Fresh set of judges.
Good idea.
How does the lifting work here? Still 1 lift per athlete.
Still 1 lift each, yes. Athlete 1 in round 1, 2 in round 2, 3 in round 3. The team score is still the sum of the good lifts' CF points. But the key thing now is you're directly against one other team. Beat them, you move on towards gold.
How do they submit their opening attempts? You mentioned a really short window earlier.
Insanely short. After the heats finish, the teams in the head-to-heads have just 2 minutes before their match's round 1 starts.
2 minutes.
2 minutes to submit their chosen athlete order for this match and the opening attempt and rack height for only their first athlete. The marshals hustle to get that info in the warm-up area.
And if they miss it?
Same penalties. Random order if they miss the order submission. 25 kilograms default if they miss the weight submission. 0 room for error.
Man, the pressure. What about changing attempts later in the match? Rounds 2 and 3.
Same rules as the heats, basically. Round 2. Declare weight within a minute of round 1 decision. No further changes. Round 3. Declare within a minute of round 2 decision, plus those 2 extra last-minute changes are allowed right up until the call to the stage.
Okay, so the attempt change rules are consistent.
Yep. Consistency there allows for those crucial late tactical calls based on what your direct opponent just did or is likely to do.
So each head-to-head match has a winner and a loser. How does that feed into the finals?
Simple progression. The winner of match B and the winner of match A. The top team from each they advance to the gold medal match.
Okay. Fight for gold and silver.
Exactly. And the teams that came lower in each head-to-head match, they go into the bronze medal match, competing for the bronze.
Straightforward. That takes us to the grand finale. Phase 3, the bronze and gold matches. They happen one after the other.
Correct. Bronze match is first, then immediately after the gold match. This is it, the culmination, featuring those 4 teams from the head-to-heads.
Is there another warm-up break before these?
Yes, another 10-minute warm-up slot. This happens right after the absolute last lift of head-to-head match A is completed. Gives everyone a chance to prep for the medal lifts.
And let me guess, one more athlete presentation.
You got it. 10 minutes before round 1 of each medal match, bronze first, then gold. Same format again. Opposing teams enter together, officials lead, random athlete order, flags allowed.
Okay.
Followed by, you guessed it, another automated draw for the technical officials for these final matches.
Fresh officials for the medals. Makes sense. Lifting format still the same. 1 lift each. R1, R2, R3.
Exactly the same. Athlete 1 in round 1, athlete 2 in round 2, athlete 3 in round 3. Team score is still the total CF points from good lifts.
And submitting attempts, making changes, still following that head-to-head pattern.
Identical. 2 minutes before round 1 for the first lifter's details and the athlete order. Same penalties for missing it. 1 minute after the previous lift to declare for round 2 and round 3, with those 2 extra changes allowed only in round 3.
Okay, good. That consistency across the phases must help the teams strategize.
Definitely. They know the rules, they just need to execute under pressure.
So the matches finish. How are the medals actually handed out?
Simple. In the bronze match, the team with the higher total CF score gets the bronze medals.
Okay.
In the gold match, the team with the lower score gets silver, and the team with the higher score wins the gold medals. Direct result based on those final CF totals.
Clear cut. That coefficient formula really is the heart of the scoring. What if there's a tie? Say, 2 teams in the gold match end with the exact same CF score.
There's a tiebreaker process. Applies in any phase, actually. First tiebreaker. The team that had more good lifts overall across their 3 athletes.
Okay, number of successes.
If still tied, second tiebreaker. Which team had the single highest individual CF score achieved by any of their athletes in that match?
The single best lift, points-wise.
Exactly. And if somehow they're still tied after that, the third tiebreaker is which team's highest individual CF score happened in an earlier round. So a top score in round 1 beats the same score made in round 3.
Wow, pretty thorough tie-breaking. And you mentioned officials getting medals, too.
Yeah, that's a nice touch. 2 team officials per medaling team also receive medals, acknowledges their huge role in strategy and support.
That is good to hear. Final rules question. Records. Can you set world records or anything in these team events?
No. The document is very clear. No records are recognized in team or mixed team events. It's purely about the competition result on the day the team win.
Got it. Focus is 100% on the medal outcome for the team.
Okay.
Okay, let's try and quickly wrap our heads around the whole thing. Can you give us that bird's eye view again?
Sure. Fundamentally, it's this really innovative format, gives athletes another shot at medals, but through teamwork. It unfolds in potentially 3 stages. First, the heats, if enough teams to rank everyone based on total CF points from 1 lift each.
Okay.
Second, the head-to-head matches, where the top teams go directly against each other in a bracket style.
Yep.
And third, the bronze and gold matches to decide the final medal placings. Remember, athletes can do this and their individual events. And everything, absolutely everything, is decided by the sum of those coefficient formula points.
It really is a fascinating mix, isn't it? Individual effort, because each person has to make their lift, but it only counts towards a collective team score. Plus, all that strategy, overlay, athlete order, weight choices, reacting to opponents.
Exactly. It tests the lifter's strength, the official's tactics, and the whole team's ability to perform under that shared pressure. Very different feel from individual competition.
Well, that was a fantastic deep dive into a really unique format. Thanks for breaking it all down.
My pleasure.
And for you listening, maybe think about this. How does that team dynamic change things psychologically for a lifter? Knowing your single lift is crucial for your teammates. Maybe more pressure than just lifting for yourself, or maybe less.
And think about those team officials juggling the rules, the tight deadlines, trying to outthink the opposition. It's a real chess match alongside the powerlifting.
Definitely food for thought. Thanks again for joining us for this deep dive.